Okay, you're live right now. Okay.
Hello, mister.
Okay, let me just put this up on Twitter here. Also, I have another Godfather part coming out tonight, guys. Sorry, it's been like a week. It's been so busy, just a bunch of things, but Godfather is coming out. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go.
I just joined on the PlayStation now.
Okay, we're live right here. Hello everyone. Elegy, Mortis, Jeremy. Okay. Start up a, bounty here. Okay. I'm hearing background noise coming from someone's mic.
I don't know
It
if
might
I
be
can
your
mute
mic,
1 second.
Michael.
Got some kind of rock in your boot?
Can anybody hear anything or no?
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I just think there's a little bit of background noise coming from your mic.
Hey Pat, I didn't mean to do that, my bad, I was gonna join you.
Okay.
Can I get an invite to the session,
Hey,
please?
Sunfact, shut up. Sunfact, are you gonna tell Pro about the rant video you were telling me about?
Yeah, I will soon.
See here, Hey, Pro, I really enjoyed that Real Life North Yankton. You should do more videos like that. Thank you, Chris. Oh, I didn't start up the posse. Okay, I'm gonna have to complete this bounty on my own, and I can start the posse afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, but those pictures I showed in North Dakota, you guys see how familiar this looks to the pictures I showed in real life? So yeah, this would be like, you know, South and North Dakota, like this area right here. Thank you, Anthony. I'm glad you enjoyed the video.
So, Pro, would you say this area right here is what North Yankton is gonna look like in the GTA universe?
Well, Red Dead and GTA
more...
aren't in the same universe, but these are both all based in the same place.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of that, I made videos on Red Dead Online, Red Dead Redemption 2, and GTA 5.
What are you doing with the money? There's nothing to buy. Well, I agree with you, there really isn't. But, you know, I'm not even playing for money, I'm just playing for fun, just doing the activities in the game.
How many sessions how many players in a session?
Pro, maybe you could address your users about that lords and ladies thing you were telling us a little bit ago.
Oh yeah, there's this scam that's going around on YouTube right now, that has, you know, it's blown up in, like, views now. This guy made, like, a video on the scam. It's called, like, Established Titles for people that don't know, and basically it's like a weird thing. It's where you buy their membership or whatever it is, and they plant, like, you buy this little piece of land supposedly in Scotland, and they plant a tree for you, and then you're officially proclaimed like a lord or a lady. And the thing about this is that the whole thing was, you know, yeah, the whole thing was like a scam. and it wasn't like you know, it wasn't like legitimate. And the thing about this is I had gotten an email from these people, the established titles people. I got like 5 emails from them in the past where they wanted me to advertise their company. And I didn't reply to it. I never did anything with it because I thought it seemed suspicious to me. It just seemed off to me because it was just weird. Like they're apparently like a charity that a charity that plants trees. But then I was thinking to myself, like, why would a charity pay like YouTubers a lot of money to advertise for them? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, you know, it would make much more sense if like a charity like came to your channel and like said like, you know, hey, you know, we're an independent charity, we're running like a campaign to help people. Would you mind like running our charity on your channel? Like, you know, that would make more sense. But like them paying YouTubers like a lot of money to advertise their charity, like what charity pays YouTubers like money to advertise their charity? So that's like I just thought that was whole weird. And then also, the weird thing about it is that the same people that sent me the established titles email actually sent me like a few emails about these Kamikoto knives, like these Japanese knives, and I later found out that the knives are actually fake, that they're not like actual authentic Japanese knives. So it's just, yeah. Yeah. I hate these missions, like, where you have to actually, like, look for the clues and try to find the guy that way. It's annoying.
I despise those bounty missions.
There's a way to avoid that.
Hey, Melons, are you in that session yet?
I am, but I'm on mute because my brother's playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey right next to me.
You think you could send me an invite to that session? Because I think
Michael,
it's private.
could you lower
much.
your mic a little bit, please? It's just kind of loud on my end.
Okay.
Okay, more clues here. I'm all okay.
Yeah, Pro, there's a way to avoid having to look for clues. You didn't know
There they
that.
are.
Isn't it with the sniper rifle?
What in the hell?
Yeah, just look around in a 360 with your sniper rifle while in scope, and then
You're gonna pay
the
for
target will
this.
just randomly appear.
Oh my God! Come on.
Okay. Give this guy to the prison wagon, and I'll start the posse to invite everyone in.
You must be dumb as a mule tying me up.
Hey, Pro, will you ever do a playthrough on The Walking Dead Season 1 through 4? Would love to see you play them games on your channel. Yeah, I'll do those games one day. Thank you for sponsoring my channel again, Trio.
What in all hell?
No, no, copy.
And the thing is, though, if this company was actually selling land, you'd have to think about it, that they would have to own miles and miles and miles of land for them to actually be selling, like, this land to this many people. Okay, there's my horse.
Well, shit.
Some fact, I had a little trouble finding your name, so someone else is going to invite you.
Okay, I'll wait till 9 minutes and then just deliver this guy here.
Damn it! Again?
And the Scottish government would never allow random strangers to buy their land. Yeah, that's a point also,
This is the
actually.
dumbest thing you've ever done.
Yeah, I'll play poker later. Last week I was feeling really sick, and so you're much better. And so now I'll be able to play poker later tonight, yes. Hello, Mr. Jogging.
That's
How are
good to
you,
know.
man?
Ain't my problem.
I had a dream where Rockstar updated Red Dead Online. That's when I knew it was a dream. Yep. It's the unfortunate thing,
Oh no!
Jimmy. Because a lot of us were really hoping that Red Dead Online would have content. You know something? When Red Dead Online first launched 4 years ago, I literally thought that 4 years later at this point, I thought that it would have just as much content as GTA Online. Like, not the vehicles and everything, but I thought that it'd have, like, massive expansions. Like, you know, just, you know, all these businesses and properties, all these different activities to do. And, you know, 4 years later here, you know, it's done. It's dead. So yeah, the game has been abandoned officially for over a year and a half now. Year and a half, we haven't had a DLC, man, right? What are your thoughts on Saints Row 4 is getting a remaster? Is it really? You know, why doesn't Saints Row 2 get a remaster? That's the game everyone wants to get a remaster.
What is that?
Yay, look at the gold that I have, guys. I have so much gold, and I can't even do anything with it, right? Yeah. Wonderful, right? What's the best revolver, pistol, rifle, and repeater Red Dead Redemption 2, in your opinion? Thank you, Sebi. I think the best revolver is LeMat, because LeMat has 9 shots and the shotgun. The best rifle would be the bolt-action rifle, I would say, just because of the faster fire rate. The best pistol... I don't really use the pistols much. Maybe the semi-automatic pistol, I just like it a little bit more. It just seems to be more accurate than the Mauser. Best repeater would be probably Lancaster, yeah. Okay. You guys want to play Fool's Gold? I wanted to try that out.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What's up, bro? I was just wondering if I could play the Warriors. Thank you, Chase Porch. Yeah, I want to play that game one day. Here. Professional, I love your cosplays and your Let's Play. They are always on point. Thank you, man. Yeah, you know what revolver I would have loved to see in this game? I would have loved to see the Nagant revolver, the Russian revolver. I would have loved to see a 7-shot revolver. I would have loved to see that one in this game, but unfortunately, no, we're not getting any more, you know, DLC, so we're never going to see any new guns in this game ever again. Unfortunate thing.
Hey, Pro, if you could you help me sell my moonshine?
Sure, a little bit later. Gonna join that Fool's Gold right now.
Good evening, mister.
Okay. Fool's Gold will begin shortly.
Hey, Melons, do you think I'll be able to get an invite to the session yet?
I can't find your name in the 42 list.
You might not be appearing online, Michael.
Michael, it wouldn't let me
I'm
invite you.
I'm appearing online right now, actually.
Michael, I tried to invite you, but your name was grayed out. It wouldn't let me.
Okay.
I think you need to appear online for it to work.
I'm already appearing online right now.
Oh, I don't know what's going on then. It wouldn't let me though.
Gonna use the Springfield rifle. Rifle that almost no one uses in the multiplayer. Oh, we only had 3 people in our posse? I thought we had more.
I'm in the lobby still. I never got to join your posse. I was kind of doing my own thing.
Yeah, I was trying to join posse, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it won't let me.
Damn.
There's so many annoying bugs that this game needs to patch, and Rockstar
Oh,
is
they're
just
not gonna
freaking
do it,
ignoring
yeah.
them.
Alright,
Like, for example, with the glitch I'm having to deal with right now is actually really annoying. I can't even join your guys' session, or like you guys can't even invite me. There's a glitch happening.
You've got like a padlock next to your name. So don't invite me.
It happened to me once.
What I did is I tried to close the session and reopen it, see if that would work. Maybe you guys can invite me now.
Ah. Well, we can't invite you right now. We're in the middle of a...
I guess since I'm in a session by myself, I could just run my...
Ah. What
I
the?
could just,
I don't even know what just hit me
I guess
there.
I could just
Yeah.
run my moonshine by myself then.
What was that? Did I get hit by a
Wait.
bolo? I don't know what just...
Can
why-
I help you out, Melons? I would like to
Sure.
help you out, actually, on that.
Could you lower your mic, please, a bit, Michael? For me, you're just really loud. Okay. Damn, I don't know. You
I
know
think
this.
I might know a
I don't know
workaround
why
for
this guy
invite
was
stuff.
I don't know why this guy was shooting at me here. There was nowhere near the armors.
Okay, I don't have a workaround. It says hell let loose. The one I've sent everybody an invite to Red Dead Redemption 2. Yay!
You can't invite the PS4 games.
Yes, I just now realized that. Shame. I had to search to my 42,000 friends. just
Oh,
to
they're
find
all in a
those
big
names.
posse up there together. Yeah, they're all in this one
I
big
sent you an
posse.
invite, Zombfected. I finally found your name. Wow.
I took him down. I took him down.
There's some guy up there, be careful.
You've got to be kidding me. Seriously, dude? Seriously, like, oh my god. What a scumbag. That's just what I'm gonna say about him. Like, you know, I'm not using any explosive rounds or any of that stuff. Like, I'm gonna use it now. Like, I'm gonna use it on those people in the armor. Like, that's just...
Oh, you just
Like, that was... Come on. Like, seriously. Like, I can't stand it when people do that. And you should not be able to use those. Get the armor. Get away from them, by the way. Whoever has the armor, just get away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't play fair, man.
Because I'm vexed with my outfit.
I-
It's inspired by
I couldn't even
Leviticus Cornwall
lock on to
scenes.
him. That's just stupid there. Yeah. I couldn't even lock on. I do. Whoever has the armor, stay near friends. Like, do not go off and looking for the people.
I've got some guy hunting me down right here.
I keep spawning so far away from my posse.
No, I'm gonna die. Never mind. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I had to die, didn't I?
Ah,
Hey, Melons, you think you can invite me to your posse right now?
Yeah, give me one quick second. I might buy a rare shotgun.
He's using fire bullets on me, that's why I died, otherwise I would have still been alive.
I was like, you know, people start using, like, the explosive rounds on me. I'm gonna use this back. Well, we get the armors, we have to group up together. We can't be, like, in the middle. We have to try to get maybe to, like, one of the corner edges of the map. Ah, great. Oh, man. Well, at least he's using something besides a Lancaster.
Starting to wish I didn't get rid of that Moist Bullfrog guy. I actually played Red Dead with him a little bit. He has the game. Oh well. To the Moonshine Shack.
Watch your sides. Yep.
I can't trap. Oh, never mind. Why do you look like you're from Carla Juarez?
What the? Okay, that was... yeah. He shouldn't have taken that many shots.
You're welcome.
Hate using explosive rounds, but, like, these people gave me no choice.
Yes.
I got the Ronin outfit in Dying Light 2.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, man, yeah. The shotgun. Yep. Honestly, like, you know, they should just ban all explosive rounds, incendiary rounds from these modes, because it's just so annoying, like, when you're just running around and you get the the first second you get the armor, and literally, you just get, the explosive round, and that's it. That's so dumb.
Or just gums.
Takes no skill to use the explosive rounds.
Doesn't, yeah. You guys saw how many kills I was getting just with it.
That's shit weird to do.
Same stuff people say in Call of Duty when you got the incendiary double-barrel shotguns in Vanguard, or the explosive rounds for the Riotech AMR in Modern Warfare 2019. Or the 725 before it's nerfed into the ground.
Are we in the private lobby now, or do we need to rejoin us?
I'm actually in a private lobby with Zombfected right now.
Oh, okay. Can you invite us back, please?
See Modern Warfare 2, probably next week
yeah.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Let's see.
It's not gonna loading.
My favorite Star Wars movie, what the hell? Okay, my favorite Star Wars movie would have to be Episode 4.
New Hope is a good
Can you buy explosive round? No, you have to craft it.
If anyone else is missing from this list, you're gonna have to invite them, because I don't think I have them on a friends list. Me personally, I like Episode 3 or 2.
I still sick a tiny bit, but I'm much better.
Fan.
Yes, I've heard of the
Brian
Payday
can't go
series
too fast
before.
or I blow up my moonshine.
I personally like Star Wars Episode 3 or 4. Get that to the 2.
Come on, horses, go! Go. Oh no, come on, no, no, no! Oh my god, yeah. I never understood this logic with the horse. I never understood this logic, like, why is it like when, like, you have a cougar chasing you, the horse just stops and just throws you off? Like, that would just make no sense. I'm trying to make the horse run away, and it's just, Call of Duty 3 playthrough? Yeah, but I want to do the older Call of Duty, the other ones also. Like, Call of Duty Finest Hour, I want to do that one day, too.
Oh, I love that game. I never got to beat it, though. Let me get some, Pinkertons, IRS guys up ahead.
Rio, you needed help selling your moonshine, right?
Yeah, I did beat Call of
That was
Duty
good, though, and I'm
Finest
already
Hour.
starting it with, Zombfected.
Can you help me sell mine though? Because I have the full one.
Yeah, like, let me just disband then,
Thank you.
Why would you shoot them?
just waiting for,
Yeah, I also need to have my trader business.
My day was good, Beethoven, gaming. How was yours? Did you start up your posse, Trio?
I will. I'm just
My favorite TV show? Probably have to be South Park, yeah. Say South Park. Thank you,
South Park's
Quincy.
funny. Hey, Pro, have you seen the new Wednesday thing on Netflix yet?
Have I seen the what?
The new Wednesday show on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
It's really good. You should watch it. It's about the Addams family, Wednesday Addams. I'm not gonna go into what it happens, but it's really good. You gotta see it. The actress who plays Wednesday, she mastered the art of not blinking. She did a scene that was literally 30 minutes long without even blinking.
I've just restarted the posse.
Okay, joining your posse.
Thank you.
Oh, can you send me an invite to the session?
Oh, you're not in the session? Okay.
I sent him an invite
You
to the
didn't
session.
join
I guess
that
he
fool's
didn't get
gold
it.
with me then on that one, right?
I joined it, yeah, but I rejoined the private session.
Okay. Afternoon, Pro. Hope you had a good day, man. I did. Thank you, man.
Oh, it's still mute and it's still active. I thought I muted it.
Okay. And before you start it, there's a moonshine business actually out here. Not a moonshine. A bootlegging mission. I'm just gonna take care of the revenue men checkpoint really quick.
Are you in the posse right now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's unaffected. I might make the same outfit like yours or something like that. I kind of like the style.
Why were there so many serial killers in the 70s or the 80s? I don't think it's really...
Yeah, it's Cowboy Grim Reaper-esque is what it is.
I don't think it's really based in the time. Like, I think it's just, you know... There's just bad people out there.
There was like CCTV on there.
There was, There's probably more serial killers today, you just don't hear about them as much. Okay, damn,
Boy, I will put you into bloody little bits.
Thank you for the.
let's go sell your moonshine business then.
How many sessions ended?
Do you like to start off shotguns? Sure, yeah. I would. I do, I guess.
Is the rare shotgun any good? 'Cause I've been
The
looking
rare
at
shotgun
that.
is garbage. It's no different than the double-barreled shotgun, it's actually worse. The double-barreled
okay. I
shotgun
was
can get
thinking of buying
upgrades. The rare shotgun can't.
How many players in this session?
Let me check. 4.
Okay then, I can join. I mean, I can't join without an invite.
Okay, I'll just stay outside to sell when get the chance. Vice City location lore video or too hot for you? Maybe one day I'll go to Miami. Maybe one day record it. Thank you, David. The official PS5 storage SSD. I have an SSD in my PS5, but I don't remember what it's like several months ago I put it in. I don't know if it's the official one.
The PlayStation 5 is real picky with their flash drives, I swear.
How long did it take you to film the North Dakota film video, Pro? I started filming at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I finished filming at 1, 2 p.m. So about 5-6 hours.
Pro.
Yes.
It's saying that it's too dangerous to sell the moonshine. What does that mean?
What the hell? What do you mean it's too dangerous to sell the moonshine?
Some of our customers have been getting into trouble. What does that mean?
I don't know.
So you finished filming around afternoon time.
Yes. Do you guys know what that message means when you sell moonshine and it says it's too dangerous to sell? Anybody know what that means?
Not a clue.
No.
This is not...
Let me just. It's saying that some of our clients are getting into trouble or something. I've never seen that message before.
I don't know either then. Oh, now I'm teleported inside.
Okay, I could be wrong, but Zeus's voice actor in, I think, God of War 3, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that Count Dooku's voice from the Clone Wars TV show?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let me just try and reform the posse or something. Maybe that works.
You know the guy who played Count Dooku, forgetting the actor's name, but when he played Dooku, he actually didn't when Dooku died in episode 3, he didn't want Dooku in that scene to beg because he said somebody like Dooku wouldn't beg. So that was just the that was why they had that scene in, where instead he was like the surprised eyes when Palpatine betrayed him. Christopher Lee, yeah.
Rest in peace,
Yeah, I think he fought
guy
in
who
World War
played
II,
Count
right?
Dooku, though.
Christopher Lee fought in World War II, I believe.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but it's saying that our clients are in trouble and it's too dangerous or something. I have no idea.
Does anybody in the chat, do you guys know what that message is when it says you can't sell the moonshine, it's too dangerous, your clients are dangerous, something like that?
That French guy is saying it to me, and then I can't sell. Like, it won't let me sell, so I don't know
That
what that
happened
means.
to me when I tried to sell. It means that it's too much wildlife outside, huh?
What? Too much wildlife?
No, we're in the middle of the woods. It's just,
Well, who cares about the wildlife? We have guns.
Why don't you just start up a
sorry.
Just start up a bootlegging
Go on, sorry.
mission, and we'll take care of that, and we'll just come back to your moonshine business afterwards.
They changed Star Wars canon for Count Dooku in the new Tales of the Jedi series that they just put out.
Wait, so you want me to do a bootlegger mission?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Vengeful. Let me look his name up and confirm if that is Count Dooku's voice in the Clone Wars TV show.
It won't even let me do a bootlegger mission. Maggie's saying the same thing.
It's the same thing? Disband the posse, and then restart the posse, then.
Okay.
Bro, do you hate the stereotype of people that think the Midwest is nothing but farmlands? It's not even that they think it's nothing but farmlands, they just think it's like empty plains of just nothing there. Like, you know, you know what I'll tell you something is, people don't even know this, but, you know, when people fly over the Midwest, they typically refer to it as, like, flyover states, and that's a very insulting term. That's basically implying that there's nothing to visit there, and it's just a place you just fly over, not to go to. But what I'll say about this is they don't even know that two Midwesterners, two brothers from Ohio, the Wright brothers, actually made the first airplane. So if it actually wasn't the first for the Midwest, airplanes wouldn't exist. And yet they call that same place flyover states. So it just shows you how stupid the people are that you know,
Okay,
make those statements.
I looked it up, and it is the same voice actor. The guy who voices Zeus in the God of War trilogy is the same guy who voiced Count Dooku in the Clone Wars TV show and Tales of the Jedi.
The voice of Silhouette from Destroy All Humans also voiced Ventress from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Oh yeah, that's right, she does sound very familiar. You're right on that.
Yeah, it does sound familiar. And the guy who voices Pox, he's the guy who also voiced Invader Zim in the Nickelodeon series. I love
Thank
that
you,
show.
XX Legend XX X Gaming for the super chat. X Man. Thank you guys. Did you start up the posse again?
Yeah, it still won't let me. I guess we can just do it next week or something, because I don't know what's going on right now.
Okay, join my posse then. I'm gonna take a look at it, see if I can sell my moonshine.
Okay. It could be the lobby. Maybe it's glitched.
Hey Pro, today's my birthday. I'm 24 years old. Happy birthday, Drifter kids. Is everyone else joining the posse, or is it just you?
I'm in.
I did.
I could join in a second. I gotta. Sorry.
Never mind, I did.
I'll join in a second. I just gotta make an outfit.
I'm in your posse, but they didn't take me to your moonshine.
It says the session is private. I need to be invited.
Moonshine. Okay, could you invite everyone, Trio?
Okay, Jess.
I just don't want to show my friends list because I just don't want the griefers to see who I have added.
I got it.
I got
Drink,
here,
install,
man.
moonshine, drunken player interaction. Okay, and
I saw a bullet hole in my hat.
Hey, bro, I just joined your posse, but I didn't got in a moonshine sack.
I missed your super chat, or chat. I'm sorry, Isaiah. You see here. Love your Saints Row 2 live stream, man. And also, You missed a lot of my chat in the entire Saints Row 2 love stream. When I asked you, what is your favorite 7th generation console, in your opinion, and why? 7th generation console? What I'm a bit confused by that. What? The PlayStation 5 is... Isn't that PlayStation 1 was first generation, PlayStation 2 was second, third, fourth?
Yes,
So
you're on my horse.
we're on the 5th generation then, aren't we? So it's,
I think PS3 was the 7th.
Well, I'm confused then.
We're on the 9th generation of consoles, which is the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series
wait,
consoles.
so what was the first gen? Oh wait, so it's not even a PlayStation 1. It's like the Atari and those. That counts as like the first generation then, right?
Yeah, I know that PlayStation 3 was the 7th generation.
Oh, then if it's PlayStation 3, Xbox 3, it'd be PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3, you could just play PS2 games on it. It was well the original fat one. Yeah, PS3. I would say yeah, PS3.
They had Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain on PS3.
PS2.
Well, PS2, yeah, but it was also on the PS3. That's what I played it on.
Hey, Pro, in your opinion, who is the most diabolical GTA character? It can be playable or non-playable. Dimitri. Dimitri, because of how he pretends to be friends. He pretends to be friends with Nico and is very manipulative. He has no conscience, none whatsoever. Yeah, Dimitri. I also hate that stereotype where the South is full of KKK members and Dixie lovers. It's ridiculous how many people think it's full of racists. I don't know why, I don't know why people think that a lot of people from the countryside are racist. I moved to the Midwest, upper Midwest, to like a rural part of I live in like a large town city, but, I haven't seen anything racist. I haven't, spoken to anyone racist. People here are very friendly. They're very nice, they're very kind to each other. There's racist people that obviously exist, but I'd say there's racist people everywhere. So there's just, people make fun of the Midwest for being insignificant, but most of the food that Americans eat is grown in the Midwest. Yeah, and do you know what I'll tell you is what I personally cannot stand. What I personally cannot stand is I cannot stand when you have like these big city elites, like the people that live in like the big cities, and they like look down on the people that like live in rural areas, and they think that like a lot of the blue collar workers, they think that they're like they're like college dropouts or something like that, and like I personally can't stand that. That just always irritated me. Bert Higgins, the only guy I can sell to right now. But like, look, the thing is though, is I'll tell you something. So and look, I'm from the city myself, so it's like I know not everybody from the city looks down on people that live in rural areas, but like it's a massive problem. And I don't deny there's people from like rural areas that don't like people from the city. That does happen also. But it's just like, it's like people in like rural areas. They typically they don't like it when they typically don't like from what I've seen they don't really care where you're from, but they just don't like somebody from like the big cities or something like that, and coming in and telling them how to live their lives. That's typically what people from rural areas, they don't like that.
It won't let me join the posse.
I just started a bootlegging mission. I guess we'll afterwards, but and I'll tell you something. It's like it's like this. I've seen it in New York. I've seen that like that attitude of like people being nasty to like people in rural areas, not directly to them, but saying bad things about them. Like I've talked to people in New York ever since I moved. And like I said, to people, I moved, and they're like, oh, where did you move? They think I moved to Florida. Like when I tell them that, I'm like, no, I didn't move to Florida. It's like I moved to the upper Midwest. And then they're like, oh, why would you go out there? It's nothing but trailer parks. It's boring. There's nothing to do. It's like, it's like that. It's like they're implying they think that everyone lives in like a trailer park and is stupid and is a drunk or something like that. No, that's not the case. Sure, there's trailer parks, but like, a lot of people live in homes. Not everyone lives in a trailer park. So it's just, it's a dumb stereotype that people like, dumb stereotype to people. But like one of the things that like pushed me to like some of the things when I made in that video, like when I showed like the residential areas, I showed the houses and stuff like that. I wanted to show how people like live in like Bismarck, and I wanted to show that it's not all trailer parks like people think it is. So that's like, people think that everyone's a drunk out there or something like that. It's not true. So that's just and I'll tell you this, when I was in the I've encountered like people being very, nice, being very generous. Like I've seen, like, for example, when I was when I first moved to like the Midwest, basically this happened like 2 years ago, right? So I was trying to get my license plate off of my car. And, like, my old license plate, my New York license plate, and I was trying to put on my new state's license plate on it. And what happened was, one of the screws, like, it was just really annoying to get off. And I was pulling, I was tugging it, I couldn't get that screw off. Like, I was trying really badly to get that screw off. I had all the tools with me, I couldn't get it off. So it was like one screw that was being just such a pain, and just being really annoying. And so I couldn't get the license plate off. And, like, this random guy on the street just, like, walks up to me and is like, hey, let me help you. And he took off the thing in, like, 5 minutes. Like, he got it off. I was amazed. And he wasn't even, like, a really strong guy. Like, I was amazed how he got it off. And he said he's a welder, and he says he does stuff like this for a living. And I tried to give the guy $10. And then he's like, no. He's like, I just wanted to help you out. That was just it. It was like, I wanted to help you. And it was just, that, really surprised me. Like, it just did. Because, typically, it doesn't really happen in New York, you don't have people, like, do stuff like that for you. I'm sure there's nice people, like, I grew up in New York, but, I haven't had experiences like that personally in New York. Like, when I lived in, New York, it was that, for example, and I'm right now I'm at my parents' house, I'm visiting them for the holidays, but my neighbors that, like, live around me here in New York, I know their names. I don't know their last names, but I know their first names. But my neighbors, like, for instance, my parents invited my neighbors over for, like, a barbecue before. And they came over, they ate food, chatted a little bit. I've never been invited by any of my neighbors ever. None of them ever invited me to anything. They've had plenty of barbecues. They've had plenty of, parties in their backyard. I've never gotten an invite ever. And this is all my neighbors all around me, and yet my parents invited people. So it was just that I'm gonna have to restart my game. My game's glitched here, but that was just like that was that, like, when I moved to the upper Midwest, because even though I lived in an apartment, right, it was that, like, I had, like, the neighbors talk to me, and, like, and they were curious of where I was from, not in, like, a bad way, in, like, a nice way. But it was and then, like, my neighbor, like, that lived right next to me in the apartment, she and her husband invited me over into their apartment for a beer, and I said to her I don't drink, but then she said, no, it doesn't matter. She said, just come on over and hang out for a bit. And I came over, I hang down, and she was just asking me where I was from, and then I told her New York, and then she was just asking me things about New York and what New York is like, and just stuff like that. And that was it. But I've never been. That's the first time in my life that I've ever been invited into a neighbor's house ever. And it was an apartment, sure, but, like, I've never been invited into, like, a neighbor's house before, and it was, like, only 1 week being there. You can tell, like, the cultural difference. Like, it's a bit like people in New York keep to themselves more. It's like people here, in the Midwest, they know everybody. Everybody's friendly with each other. They grew up with each other, in, like, the towns, and it's just more of a community thing. Where in New York, it's all about, like, it's rushing. I gotta get to where I'm going. It's like I don't have time for this. Like, it's that type of attitude. I know how it is. I'm a New Yorker. I'm from New York. It's like, everyone's rushing. Everyone's just worrying about themselves, going where they gotta go. And so they don't have time to chit-chat and stuff like that. And that's just, that. It's, what I'll also say is that, what was it? Also, the craziest, the most amount of niceness that I've ever received, the most amount of generosity that I've ever personally received, when I was in the Midwest. And this is something that I've never seen something like this before, like, ever. Like, this is the first time in my life I've ever seen something like this before. But basically what happened is, I was trying to, my car, when I was driving in my car, it said low tire pressure, something like that in the computer. And, I looked that up. I'm not a car guy, but I looked that up, and all my tires, all of them, were low on pressure. And I looked it up that when it gets really cold, that happens. So when it gets really cold, that your tire pressure can, like, fall. And so, you know, where I live, it gets very cold in the wintertime. It can get -20 Fahrenheit. That's -29 Celsius. And so I have my car is like in an underground parking garage for the for my apartment, so it's heated, so I can be outside for near my car for some time. And so I was filling up my car. You know, I bought this, you know, machine that my friend recommended me, where I could, you know, fill up the air in my car tires, and it would tell me like the pressure and everything like that. So just made it really simple. And I did all of my tires, but one of my tires, it was when I took off like the little cap, the little thing, like it would just blow a ton of air out, like a lot of it. And there was something wrong with that tire. And so what happened is I put in an extra amount of air than normal in that tire. I took it to a mechanic. And I told him, like, you know, the problem that was going on. I said that, like, you know, this when I take off the cap, this tire, like, the air comes flying out. In comparison to the other ones, it doesn't really happen like that. And so I knew something was off about that tire. And so, you know, mechanic looks at it. You know, mechanic comes back to me in, like, 10 minutes. And he tells me that the problem is fixed. And he tells me that there was, like, a little, like, he tells me that there was some ice or something. He told me it was ice or something. Like, something inside the tire, like a certain part. He said it was frozen. That's basically what he said the problem was. It was somehow affecting the tire pressure or something like that, and that's why air was coming out. It was like a little part, but he changed a new part. So he put a new part into my tire, like in the axle thing. Like I'm sorry, I'm not a car guy, so I don't know what it's called. But he put like a little new part in the tire. And so I asked him, I'm like, how much do I owe you? You know what he says to me? He says, you don't owe me anything. I'm like, what? Why? And he's like, he tells me it's a $3 part. It's a $3 part. It's only 5 minutes of work. That's what he told me. And I said to him, like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It was just 5 minutes of work. You know, I don't need anything. And I was like, what? Like, that just surprised me, because I go to a mechanic, it's his shop of business, and he doesn't want anything. Like, he does the tire, he fixes it, and it hasn't had any problems. So he fixed it. I know it hasn't. I took the little cap off to see. It's not blowing air or anything, so he fixed it. And I was just genuinely surprised by that he didn't want anything. And I felt bad. Like, I wanted to give him some money. I told him, like, I'll pay you. He's like, no. Oh, it's fine. It was just 5 minutes of work. But it was just, you know, it was just, you know, that attitude. You would never see something like that in New York. I'm sure there's some really nice people out there in New York, but I've never seen anything like that ever before. And so I was just, you know, shocked by that. Like, it just completely, like, you know, it just completely threw me off. Because that's his business. And so, like, you know, when I go to a business, I want to get the lowest price, of course. But I don't want somebody to do the work for free. And so, you know, I told the guy that I'll give you a 5-star review on Google. And so that's what I ended up doing. I gave him a 5-star review. But, like, you know, next time, and the mechanic shop isn't, like, far from my house. It's maybe, like, my apartment there. It's, like, 2 miles from the apartment. And so next time I'll go there, I'll buy the mechanics a pizza pie next time I go there. So that's, like, you know, that was very nice of them to do that for me. But, like, yeah, I've gone to mechanics before, and I'll tell you, there's like a lot really bad reputation amongst mechanics. Oh, what just happened? There's like a really bad reputation amongst mechanics. Are you gonna sell your business, by the way, Trio?
Yeah, it'll let me know.
Okay, I'll wait outside. So there's like a really bad thing about mechanics is, like, mechanics. A lot of people consider mechanics scammers. But, like, a lot of mechanics are really good people. The problem is that you just have a small group of mechanics that are just, you know, constantly scamming people, and so because of that, the industry gets, like, a bad rep for that. Like, I've seen a mechanic scam in person. I've actually seen a mechanic that tried to scam me. I've seen that before. And even though I don't know anything about cars, how do I know he was trying to scam me? Basically what happened was, this is a few years ago. So my dad needed, you know, get an inspection for his car. My dad's car is old. It was, like, you know, from 2000. So, you know, it was, like, you know, this is, like, you know, maybe, like, 3 years ago. So this would be, like, you know, a 19-year-old car at this point. Almost 20 years old. And so me and my dad go to the mechanic that's right near our house in New York. And the mechanic, you know, says, oh, you know, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And you gotta get this changed. And so, like, my dad's like, no, I'm not doing this right now. And he wanted, like, $2,000 for, like, all these parts. He's like, you gotta get this change and this change. It was like he wanted $2,000 in total for, like, the whole thing. And the car wasn't even worth $2,000. It was actually worth less than that. And so my dad got really pissed off. And so we took the car back. And what happened was, you know, my friend in real life, his dad actually owns a mechanic shop. And so his mechanic shop is like a 15-minute drive from our house, versus this mechanic was like just a few minutes. And I said to my dad, I'm like, you know, let's go to his mechanic shop. And my dad's like, it's gonna be the exact same thing. And I said, you know what? No, let's just go there. Let's just see what he says, and then we'll know 100%. So we drive over there. He looks at the car, and he just says inspection passed, and that's just it. And I asked him, my friend's dad, who's a mechanic. I asked him, I'm like, you know, all these parts here in the car that like the other guy was like talking about. I was like, you know, what is this okay? And then he said, yeah, that's fine. He basically told me that the only thing about those parts is they're old, but they're good. Even though they're old, they're still good. And so he said that mechanics will constantly try to pull that, where they will they'll try to tell people that old parts need to be changed just to get them to sell them more stuff. But in reality, a lot of the old parts are fine for a long time. So it was just, he said that there was no problems, and that was that. And so that, at that point, I knew that, like, you know, there was gonna, the other mechanic was gonna pull a scam. And, like, my dad got really pissed. Like, he was happy that, like, he didn't have to, he just had to pay for the inspection. But my dad was pissed at that other mechanic. Like, my dad wanted to drive over there to that other mechanic, and he wanted to curse him out. Like, he was really pissed, because when my dad gets pissed, he can curse a lot. Like, he's like, I don't curse a lot, I don't. But my dad, when he gets really mad at somebody, he can curse a lot. And so he wanted to drive over the other, he wanted to drive over the other mechanic, and he wanted to curse him out bad. And I told him, no. It's just gonna cause a scene. It's not gonna be good. You know, you're not gonna get anything from it. You didn't get scammed. Let's just go home. That's it. And I convinced my dad to go home and not to drive to that other mechanic shop, because that would have been bad. So that was just you know.
My dad's from Philadelphia.
You know, yeah. Yeah, but my dad, when somebody's trying to pull a scam on him, or you know, somebody pisses him off, he can curse at people. You know, my dad's not abusive in any way. He's, you know, very friendly guy. But he when he gets mad, he will curse at somebody.
He's got a temper on him.
He will he's never, you know, hurt anybody or anything like that. But he's just he will curse a lot at somebody when he gets pissed. And so that was just, you know, my dad. It was just, you know, that story that happened. Oh, I think I missed a super chat earlier. Let me see, David. Lived in Georgia 8 years. School was pretty racist. People said the N-word all the time, but it was hidden. The South is beautiful, but it's sad how many kids grow up with racist parents. I'm really sorry that you went through that, David. That's, thank you for the I'm sorry I didn't read your super chat earlier. I was just, you know, I just got into the stories, and I was just telling a few stories. But I'm really sorry.
Is it just me, or is Pro's mic going nuts right now?
It's not. I can hear that too.
Wait, what?
Your microphone's crackling out a bit.
What about now? Is it good now?
It sounds good now, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm really sorry about that, David. Like I said, I don't know much about the South. I don't know. I never really...
It's infected. Look at my outfit.
I visited the South before. I'm sure there's a lot of really nice people there and good people. I'm really sorry that you had that experience personally, but you know, for me in the Midwest, where I've lived, you know, there's really like, you know, nice people, compassionate people, and you know they don't care, you know, what race or gender you are, and everyone will just help each other out. So it was but I'm really sorry that you went through that, David. See here, but like, you know, it's a school environment, and so, you know, you're gonna have a lot of dumb kids, and you know, hopefully those kids grow out of that when they get older, that they're not gonna, you know, believe that, you know, stuff that anymore when they get older.
No. I don't have the emote to tour your guns.
Who out of all the GTA games gives you the most missions? For me, I would say it was Salvatore or Ray from GTA 4. Also, I wish Rockstar would update Reddit Online. Thank you, thank you, Alien, for the super chat. I think Sweet. Isn't Sweet the guy who gives you the most amount of missions in the entire GTA world? I think it's Sweet, right? It would have to be Sweet. Like, or Sweet is at least one of the characters that gives you the most missions out of everyone. You want to start with Bounty?
Sure.
My mom had a similar scam, but it was for new material for a kitchen counter. A guy tried to scam her, but she found out. She called him out. She's not stupid. I just watched her berate this guy. Thank you, Alien. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks, man. I know, you know, for new kitchen counter. My mom actually, speaking of that, my mom almost got scammed. My mom almost got scammed where there was a guy we had to build a new roof on our house, and so the one guy that came up, he tried to charge us, you know, $4,000 more than another guy, and so my mom was willing to pay that amount, but my dad said, no, let's get another guy just to look. And so another guy came in, another guy, he was the same material, so it wasn't like it was worse of a job, it was $4,000 less. So it was just, it was that, you gotta watch out for a lot of these scams, is like, whenever you're doing something that requires like a lot of money, if you have something like small, that's like not that big of a deal, you know, you might go with the first person that you go with typically, but if it's something more expensive that you need to get done, you know, always have a second opinion. Right now, like, my parents' fridge in the kitchen broke. We have a backup fridge in the basement that we're using, but the fridge broke, and so the mechanic, you know, is bringing in a new part, and he's gonna fix it. It's like $180 to fix it. So it's like an old, you know, it's like an old fridge, but it's, you know, it was an expensive fridge that we had, and so it's we're just gonna get that done, fixed. But if this is something that's like, you know, costing you hundreds of dollars, you know, always get a second-hand opinion on that.
I just got mauled by a wolf.
What the? Is there? Okay.
It's wolves and bad guys.
One of my local mechanics wasn't a scammer, but was just very sloppy. They screwed up my mom's car engine and failed with fixing my power steering twice. Ooh. Sorry that you went through that deal, gaming.
Thank you, Michael. I never had any reviver.
You ever been ripped off really bad?
Rico Rodriguez.
Trying to think.
Worms in your brain?
I'm trying to think. I can't really think of anything at the moment right now. It has happened. It has happened to me before.
I'll get out of this one way or another.
Slept for too long.
My mom, I remember once though. My mom, she what happened with her? This guy called my mom once, and basically what happened was my mom was about to pay the money, and she thought that it was real, and so like basically what happened was my mom was about to go to the store and actually buy gift cards and give it to this guy on the phone. And this happened like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Basically, this guy called my mom, and he claimed that he was from the IRS, and he was claiming that my mom's social security number had gotten suspended, and that she had to pay to clear it up right now. And so my mom started panicking and saying that I need to buy gift cards right now. And I said, well, no. I'm like, no. This is a scam. And my mom's like, the guy says he's from the government. I'm like, no. I'm like, the IRS isn't gonna call you, and he's not gonna, like, you know, say that you need to buy gift cards or something like that. I'm like, this is a scam. But you know, that was just it. It was nonsense. It was a scam. And basically, what happened was I actually called the guy back, and I talked to him. And he then actually changed the story, where he actually then started claiming that I owed taxes, even though I was calling about my mom. And then what? Do you know what I actually told him? I made him really mad on the phone. I told him that I don't believe in government, and I told him I don't believe in paying taxes. So I'm like, I don't believe in taxes. I don't believe I should pay taxes. And I was just joking around. I was messing around. I was like, I think taxation is wrong, and I'm not gonna pay it. And I was just saying that on the phone. I was just trolling him, and he was getting really mad. He was telling me that I was breaking the law, and he was telling me that he was gonna send he told me he was gonna send the SWAT team to kick in my door. And I told him, I'm like, go ahead, no one's gonna come.
Really?
And that was just it. So yeah, he threatened me. He told me the SWAT team's gonna come to my house, and I told him, yeah, go ahead, no one's gonna come to my house. But that was just it. But you know.
These ropes ain't nothing on me, I swear.
Did he sound like he was from India?
What's up? What did you ask me before? I didn't hear you.
Does he, sorry, my brother's TV. Did he sound like he was from India?
He had a foreign accent. I couldn't tell where he was from, but he had a foreign accent. Well, he wasn't from
Most
America,
likely
I know
India,
that.
one of those scamming douchebags.
Well,
Do you want to do the boat mission after this?
Well, the thing about this is that, like, a lot of people think that the vast majority of scammers are from India, but the reality of it is that there's actually a lot of scammers from a lot of other countries. You just don't hear about it as much. They'll just cover, like, they will just target specific people. But what happens is, for example, is there was Polish scammers. You know, I've seen Polish scammers before, so I've seen it happen. So, you know, when people say that, like, the majority of the scammers are from, you know, India, you know, the telemarketing scams are known. You know, those happen in India. But one of the reasons that telemarketing scams are so common in India is because the government in India does such a terrible job at actually enforcing the law on these telemarketing scams. They're terrible at shutting them down. The police are just really, you know, incompetent. That's just what I'll say about it. But you know, they're scammers that are all over the place, all over the world. If you want to know the Polish scammers that I've seen, basically what happened about the Polish scammers is there was Polish scammers that were calling elderly Polish people. So if anybody knows where Greenpoint, New York is, Greenpoint, Brooklyn, it's a Polish neighborhood in New York. And so it's not the neighborhood I grew up in, but I was very familiar with the neighborhood. I'm Polish American. And so what happened is there was these scammers that were calling elderly Polish people, and they would speak in Polish to them. So the elderly people thought that it was legitimate because of that, because the elderly Polish people, their English is oftentimes really bad. They don't know how to speak good English. And so the Polish scammers targeted them, and what the Polish scammers would say is that they would say they're from the police, and they would say they have a translator. That's why they're speaking Polish to them. And so the elderly people would believe it, and they would...
Bro,
then the scammer...
your mic's getting all glitchy again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it good now?
Yeah, for right now it is.
Okay, yeah, it's probably like the wire here, just moving it around a little bit. It's taking. So about the Polish scammers, the Polish scammers would claim that they're from the police, and they would claim they have a translator when they're targeting the elderly Polish people, and they would say also that that their grandson or granddaughter is in jail. That's what they would typically say, and they would tell them to go and buy gift cards. And basically, this is called the grandparent scam, where they'll tell people that their grandson or granddaughter is in jail, and they tell them that they need to go and buy gift cards to get them out of jail right now. So that happens. So, you know, I've seen scammers of other nationalities, so I don't you know, personally believe that when, like, you know, people think that it's, you know, mostly from India. I don't buy that myself. But what I will say about it is, it's like I said, the reason that the telemarketing scams are so common in India is because the police. It's the police. The police in India do a really bad job of enforcing the law on this. And, you know, where are the majority of the hackers from? The majority of the hackers in the world are from Russia. So that's like, so like people don't know that, for instance. But it's like, you know, about Russia, for instance. Why are so many hackers in Russia? Do you know why? The reason for that is because Russia does not prosecute hackers if they hack into other countries. So if the Russian hackers, if they hack in Russia itself, they're gonna get in trouble. But if they start hacking into America, or they hack into, like, Poland, or Great Britain, or France, you know, places like that, they're not gonna get in trouble for that. It's the same thing with China. That's like if Chinese hackers hack into, like, you know, into, like, America or, like, France or or, you know, countries that are not allied with Russia or China, they're not going to get in trouble, and so the police are going to do nothing about it. And so that's why, you know, there's so many hackers, for example, from Russia, because the hackers from Russia don't target people in Russia typically. They target people outside of Russia. And so the Russian police do nothing. In fact, the Russian government is actually happy with it. They're fine with the hackers, you know, messing around with people in other countries, because it causes them problems. Just deliver when you get the chance. But that's, yeah. And, you know, as for India, like I said, the reason that the telemarketing scams are so common there is because the police in India, the government, does a really terrible job at enforcing the law on this. And those telemarketer scams
So I bring in the bounty now?
Yeah, deliver. The telemarketers in India, they almost never target people in India itself. They almost always target people outside of India. It's typically they target people in the West. They typically target people in Canada, America, you know, Great Britain, you know, places like that. And basically how these scammers think, their line of thinking is they don't think that they're doing anything bad. the way that they're thinking, because the way they see it, they think that people in the West are rich. So they think that people in like America and Canada and like Britain are rich, and so they think that it's perfectly fine what they're doing. But they're targeting elderly, poor people most of the time. Any scam targeting anyone is wrong, but they think that they're targeting like, you know, rich people. And so, you know, these scammers, you know, these scammers are such terrible people that, like, you know, you've had victims that have killed themselves before because they lose all their money, and the scammers don't care at all. So that's like what, you know, a lot of these people are like, is these scammers are just, you know, really terrible, awful people. But it's like I said, you know, it's in regards to telemarketing scams in India, it's because the police do such a terrible job at enforcing it. The few times that the police, like the Indian police has raided the call centers before, but when they have raided the call centers, it was usually because of some big undercover investigation. So basically what happened is, it was like some media or something like that, like doing some big undercover investigation, and then it comes out. And then what happens is, when that comes out, the story blows up, it gets really popular, and then people start asking, you know, why is the Indian government doing nothing about this? And then when there's enough pressure, they finally crack down on it. But there's like buildings that they're like 95% certain are, you know, scam call centers, and they don't do anything about it. So that's, you know, that's basically the background behind it. And also, it was like, this, you know, this same thing would happen, like, you know, let me get out of here. This exact same thing would happen in any country, pretty much, that had, you know, that exact same, you know, if you had, like, an incompetent police force like that, the exact same thing would happen. So it's because the police in India, they don't want to, they're either they don't want to, or they're really incompetent when it comes to dealing with these call centers. That's pretty much the whole backstory on that. If it was like, you know, example, like, you know, Poland, my parents' country. If, like, Poland, for instance, if the Polish police did nothing when there was, like, you know, call centers appearing in Poland, and the police did nothing about the call centers, more call centers would pop up. So this same thing would happen in any country if the police were not doing their jobs. So it's not something that's unique to India. It's something that, you know, it's just based on police work, because it's pretty much the broken windows theory. Is when the police don't solve crimes, when they don't enforce the law, basically, when they don't solve small crimes, the criminals see that, and then they move on to the next step of crimes. If those crimes don't get solved, the criminals move on to the next set of crimes. That's why crime goes up, because criminals see the police are not enforcing the law. And so these scam call centers, they know oftentimes the police aren't going to do anything about it, and so they just, you know, they just pull their scam, and they're just doing their crap. Like I said, it's like why there's so many hackers in Russia. It's because the Russian government does nothing about it, about them hacking into other places. So if they don't hack into Russia itself, Russian government looks over it. That's what it's like.
Do you want to do the boat mission?
Bro, I need help with the trader business.
Hey Sean, how are you, man? How does gift cards get somebody out of jail? The thing about this is Mr. Waifu, is there's a reason that scammers target elderly people. There's a reason for that. Because elderly people don't know that much about technology, and they don't know about gift cards. Like, elderly people don't even know what gift cards are a lot of times. That's why scammers target them. Like, look at Kit Boga, for instance. Kit Boga, I watch his channel a lot, he's a great guy. But Kit Boga, for instance, when he does his videos, what does he do? He uses, like, the voice changer. He pretends to be an old man or an old woman a lot of times. Why? Why does he do that? A lot of people think he does the old man and the old woman for, you know, for comedy reasons. That's part of it. But the main reason Kit Boga does an old person's voice is because the scammers are more likely to talk to him when they think he's an old person. If he just does his regular voice, they're gonna hang up on him. They're gonna think he's playing with them. But if he's an old person, pretending to be an old person, he's wasting their time. The scammers still think they'll get something out of him. So that's why he does the old person voice, the voice changer for that, because the scammers are more likely to talk to him, and so he wastes their time. That's the reason they target elderly people, because they know that elderly people are don't know technology that well and are more likely to get scammed. That's the whole backstory behind it.
Yeah, they're basically scumbags and scum of the earth. My mom almost got scammed by those douchebags. My dad almost got scammed by those douchebags. I almost got scammed by one of them douchebags.
Yeah, I got scammed by these game websites where I had to pay get games for free, but it turns out that was just such a scam.
I almost experienced a crypto scam.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That happened to you. I remember that.
Do you want to do the canoe mission, Pro?
Do you want to do what?
Steal the canoes and deliver them. The canoe mission, like the boat mission.
I need to have
go
a
ahead.
trader business. Alright.
Wait, what?
Pro, I gained messages from some guy named Type 2 Diabetes.
What?
Wait, what?
Huh?
Yeah, it's this guy's name. Apparently, you guys were in a free roam thing or something. And this guy's been messaging me.
But what
His
is he?
Type 2 Diabetes.
What is he saying?
He's saying I was in a free roam event with you guys. You're really good. And I just said I wasn't in any free roam event with you guys. He said, you're in a trios posse, aren't you? I don't know how to respond to that.
Well,
I don't even know who he is.
I would, I wouldn't add anybody that you don't know, because
Oh, hell no.
Because they can come in and they can just grief and harass.
Yeah, I'm not adding anybody.
yeah,
I don't
like,
know. That's the thing with me.
With what I was saying about scams, scams, guys, is the vast majority of people that are scammers in real life aren't even Indian. Like, people think that because of the telemarketing scams, because those are, pretty common, calling from India, they think that, that most scammers are Indian. That's not true. Most scammers, don't even really have a nationality. Most scammers are scammers that you'll see all over the place, every day, like in real life. Like, what the mechanic was trying to do to my dad. The mechanic that tried to do that to my dad, he was white, and he was trying to pull a scam. So he was like, it was this scam with the, he's trying to charge my dad $2,000 for something that should have just been, just the inspection. That's it. So it was, that was just the point that I was making earlier about that, is that the scammers, like, the most common scammers aren't even the scammers that call people. The most common scammers are the scammers that are in real life that provide services. So it's like, people that clean air ducts, air duct cleaners, mechanics, those people, like, you will see a lot of scammers in industries like that. It's very common. And so, there's honest people that are like air duct cleaners. There's honest people that are scammers. I don't deny that. But then there's, there's people that, like, are, other scammers. Like, you get those calls about those people, like, you ever get those calls from those companies that tell you that they'll make your lawn green? They're like, only $50 and we'll make your lawn green. Like, that's most of the time, that's a scam too. So you have landscapers that are scammers too. Like, you have entire companies that are devoted to being scammers. So that's like, so a lot of people don't realize just how many scammers there are actually out there. People just think of the call centers in India, but there's just way more different types of scammers out there. And you are actually much more likely to get scammed by the people in real life than you are by the call center people, because you hear the call center and, somebody telling you they're from the IRS, but then you have somebody that comes to your house, to clean your air ducts. And the air duct guy tells you, oh yeah, your ducts are broken, there's something wrong with your ducts, when your ducts aren't broken, your ducts are just fine. And they'll tell you, it's a couple $1,000s to fix the ducts. You're much more likely to get scammed by somebody like that than the telemarketer. So that's just, as that, and they think that because they're providing a legitimate service, they think they're not a scammer. They are a scammer.
Do you want to do that?
Hey, Pat.
What's up?
So another thing too, there's actually a lot of massive scammers here in Canada as well. Like, there are scams that pretend to be the Canadian Revenue Agency as well, and it actually happens a lot.
That's
here.
your version of the
it's
IRS,
actually pretty
right?
bad. Yeah, the CRA, that's what it is. That's what they're called.
Yeah, so it's, there's a super chat, I'm sorry if I missed it. Was there one? Ancelotti's are the weakest mafia, and Bulgarin is stupid, rich, and powerful. Why would Tony and Luis take the chance of Bulgarin and not the Ancelotti's? It was more Luis that got involved with Bulgarin. It was that. And also, Tony didn't know the diamonds he was buying were actually stolen from Bulgarin. That was the thing about that.
Oh, he sent me a friend request, that guy.
And now a hobo is rich with Bulgrin's
Thank you,
diamonds.
Alien,
There's
for the
nothing you
super
can do
chat.
about it,
Thanks,
because he's
man.
dead.
It could be a robber or a burglar sometimes. Yes, also a scammer. Well, a robber or a burglar isn't a scammer. They're a robber or a burglar. Basically a scam, the definition of a scam is a confidence trick. What a scam basically is it's somebody that tricks you into giving them money. That's what a scam is. Robbery is when somebody, points a gun at you or a knife and just says, give me your money. A scam is when they try to make you trust them. They try to make you think that it's real. And so they basically trick you into giving them money. That's what a scam pretty much is. It's somebody that tricks you, versus a robber, which uses physical force to take something from you. So when a robber takes money from you, you know that it's bad. But when somebody scams you, you don't know right away that it's bad. You don't find out it's bad until later on. So that's yeah, we'll play poker a little bit later. Are you gonna start that canoe mission?
That type 2 diabetes guy is now messaging Trio now.
I mean, why would they try to fight Bulgarin? Because they really don't, the reason they would try to fight Bulgarin is because Bulgarin's never going to stop looking for them, and it's going to be never-ending, and so that's why Luis had to take him out, because Bulgarin was just going to keep, sending people after him when he went back to Russia.
I'm just heading over to that guy now, bro.
Okay, and I'll be over here, because this is usually where the mission spawns, and I'll just wait for it,
Okay.
But yeah, it's, last thing I'll say on this, it's because of the telemarketing scams, like I said, people think that it's, most of the scammers are from India, but that's not true. The majority of scammers that you'll encounter are real-life scammers, people that will, try to sell you a service in real life, and they will, try to, like, mechanics, remember what I said, guys, mechanics, air duct people, lawn care people, tourist scams. There's plenty of scams where people will target tourists. So it's those people that try to that you're the most actually the highest chance of getting ripped off from, because most people have learned how to not fall for the telemarketing scams these days. It's just the elderly people that are the most vulnerable typically to that. Okay, then give Bulgarin the diamonds, fight the mob. Well, the problem with Bulgarin is that you can't. Even if you try to give him the diamonds, he's not going to stop going after you. That was the problem with Bulgarin, is he was never going to stop.
He won't stop until he's dead. Personally, I kind of wish Nico killed Bulgarin instead of Luis.
Well, I think it was good for Luis's story to have Bulgarin as the antagonist. I thought it was actually better. Thank you, Alien, for the super chat. Oh, and speaking of scams, you know what the largest recent scam was? The largest scam that was recent was actually that that FTX cryptocurrency thing. That was like the largest scam that actually just was revealed recently. That thing. Yeah, that's exactly the reason on why I don't buy and sell cryptocurrency, because of crap like that happening. That's why I only do stock market, nothing else. No cryptocurrency for me. So that's,
I hate it when Treasure Maps have that stupid giant waterfall.
I believe the red Picador will be Jason's personal vehicle. If you watch the leaks, it's next to him about 3 different times, as well as driving. Oh, okay, David. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That the characters will probably have their own vehicles, yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah, they will.
When do you think Rockstar will show us an official trailer for that game?
Probably not for a while.
Do I think Rockstar will what?
When do you think
Revealed
Rockstar
as
will give us
GTA
an... Yeah, officially. Because it's been a couple of months now since some leaks.
Maybe before the holidays we'll have an announcement.
That'd be nice.
I think when they're ready, they'll show it.
Gonna leave you with the dog, son.
I've gotten much better at first
Should've
person.
left well enough alone. What in the heck?
How did I miss that?
You ain't long.
Okay. I replayed GTA 4 and a lot of missions felt more like other people's missions. Most of Gravelli's missions felt more like ULP missions as an example. Yeah, I guess. It was the thing about GTA 4 is GTA 4 actually really had no bad missions when you think about it. It was like people say the snowstorm is like the one mission that's like the worst mission in GTA 4, but that's only one I can really think about. Like they were all of them were really good missions in the game.
Did somebody say Yoga was the worst GTA mission of all time?
I don't think you know what the worst GTA mission of all time is, like out of all the games ever.
The one in GTA 3.
It's not
The
even.
stupid RC
It's not even the supply lines. Like if people think the worst mission in all of GTA is the supply lines. It's not. The worst mission is Turismo, in GTA 3. That's the worst mission, 100%. Now, why is Turismo the worst mission? When you complete it the first time, it'll be easy, but complete it a second time, because you can replay it again. You can just go to the phone. The reason Turismo is such a bad mission is because when you kill Salvatore and you have to drive through that area, every single time you drive in that area you get blown up by a shotgun. And so it's impossible to do the race.
So I made a very big error on my phone then.
Oh, I think that there is most of one after you kill Salvatore.
Well, boy.
I good voices again. I thought I was representing from the party again.
So, any regrets?
Okay.
Oh, did I mess you up?
GTA 4 worst missions, follow the slow vehicle. Yeah, the tailing missions, I would agree, suck, but that's not just in GTA. But, do you know what I'll tell you? Do you know what game I've seen has the worst tailing missions? The worst ones of all time, 100%? The worst one? It's not even GTA. The worst tailing games are the Assassin's Creed games. The Assassin's Creed games have the worst tailing missions, out of, like, 100%. The old ones, like the Ezio games, the tailing, oh my god. Tailing is so bad.
3.
Okay, and anybody who's played Assassin's Creed 2, you know what I'm talking about. Do you know that one mission in Assassin's Creed 2? I don't know the name of the mission, but it's that mission in Assassin's Creed 2 where you have to follow Rodrigo Borgia, and you have to follow him when he meets up with the other Templars, and you have to follow him, like, across the whole city, and you have to jump rooftop to rooftop, and you gotta avoid the guards that are on the roofs, that they'll spot you, and so there's so many guards that are on the roofs, and on top of that, the worst part about it is, in Assassin's Creed, when you're following the people, they constantly turn around. So they constantly turn around and stare at you, and so you have to take cover. The Assassin's Creed games have the worst tailing missions out of any game I've seen. The GTA tailing missions are nowhere near as bad as the Assassin's Creed ones. The Assassin's Creed ones suck. I hate the tailing missions in Assassin's Creed games. They're worse. They're the worst. I hate when they turn around.
I'm playing Assassin's Creed 3. The missions I hate the most are the stupid eavesdrop ones. Not only do you have to follow them, but you gotta listen into their conversations too. And they always turn around at the last possible second. I end up getting spotted and I fail it.
That sounds annoying.
Rogue had it. 4 had it. I think the one you play as, what's his name? That pirate guy that followed Kenway around, Adewale. I think he had some. No, PC's gone.
What do you think of the current state of California? It's just a fire right now. Newsom wants to, well, I don't know about those, you know, I don't know about those things specifically there, Mario. Thank you for the super chat. I will say though that I would never want to live in California personally, and for a variety of reasons. I have nothing against California or people from California. Some of my best friends are from California. But what I'll say about California, the reason I wouldn't want to live there is the number one reason that would keep me from living there is the expense. California is too expensive. I just think property prices are way too much. Like the northern part of the state, the property won't be as much, but like the southern part, like, you know, San Francisco, LA, you know, places like that, even if you're outside the city, the rent is too much. Property is way too expensive. No one is going to buy property, and if you do buy property, you're going to be in debt for a huge chunk of your life. It's like only rich people are gonna buy property. Another reason why I wouldn't live in California is because of the heat. I don't like the heat. That's just something that, you know, you can't control. Regardless, I get that, but I just don't like the heat. The third reason is
hey, bro,
is that from a law enforcement perspective, you know, not to get into politics or anything like that, but I don't think the DAs, the district attorneys, in a lot of California, I don't think they know what they're doing. Like, the district attorneys that, like, run San Francisco and Los Angeles, I don't think they know what they're doing. They some really stupid laws. Like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think it's San Francisco. Can you start up a bounty mission, by the way, Trio? I think it's San Francisco. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this. It's one of the places. San Francisco, I think it is, has that law where if you steal like $950 worth of stuff or something like that, then it's a felony. But before that, it's a misdemeanor, and it's a fine. So it's either a misdemeanor or a fine, and that's just stupid for me. And what happened was when that law was passed, the shoplifting in California skyrocketed. Like, it just skyrocketed. Like, it went up. Like, all the media was reporting on it, and like, you had people in California that would like go into stores, like organized group of shoplifters. They could go into a store and clear the store out in just like 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, they could take most of the stock. Like, you have 3 or 4 guys who go into a store with garbage bags, and they take most of the stuff out of the store and then get out really quickly. And, you know, for me personally, when I see stuff like that, and like I look at these stupid district attorneys, and I think to myself, what are these people doing? Why are they not prosecuting these people? What's going on here? Why, like, what the hell is going on? And the people in California are pissed off too. Like, they were so pissed off, they actually recalled the San Francisco district attorney. He got recalled. There was a recall election, and he lost. Like, he got thrown out. I don't remember the guy's name. It was a San Francisco DA. He got replaced because of that. And the ridiculous thing about it is that when the San Francisco district attorney got replaced, he claimed that it was a political stunt, and he claimed that he's like, oh, you know, conservatives have thrown me out and stuff like that. And like I said, it's not anything to do with politics. This is both people on the left and people on the right were pissed off. That district attorney was just an idiot. It had nothing to do with politics. It was just people on the left and the right were pissed off. He was not doing his job. That was the problem. It wasn't a political thing. It was if he was doing his job, he wouldn't have been recalled. Plenty of people on the left also voted to recall him. So it was just it was just that. That's the whole thing about that, is that I really don't like the DAs in a lot of California. I don't think that they know what they're doing, and I think that they're I think that they cause a lot more problems. And the unfortunate thing about this is that when people go to vote, they never research their DAs. They never do. Like people will research all the political candidates. They'll research the senator. They'll research the governor candidates. They'll research the house candidates. But they won't research the district attorneys. Which the district attorneys are extremely important. The district attorney is going to be who's going to be enforcing the law in your area. So you want somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to enforcing the law. You don't want somebody like that guy in San Francisco. Crime was just skyrocketing under him. You don't want somebody like that to be your DA. You want somebody that knows what they're doing and is going to put criminals behind bars, and is not going to release not going to release people that don't need to be released. It's just like that. I have no problem with, rehabilitation and giving people a second chance, but only they deserve that second chance. You can't just, release people, a lot of these dangerous people from prison like these guys are doing. It's causing a lot of problems. Like, when I was even in school, like, when I was learning this stuff, like, all of my teachers had, like, negative views of the district attorneys in California. Not one had anything positive to say. And my teachers were all over in politics, all over. So they were just,
Hey, Bo, I have a question. I don't mean to be rude.
What's up?
If I can ask one real quick before I go. Are you going to cover, I've already covered, sorry, I'm trying to English here. Are you going to cover the new update for Fallout, the Nuka World on Tour?
Maybe if I get a chance to, but the thing is, though, is I'm a very low level in that game, so I'd have to really level up and play that game. I wish you could play as a super mutant in Fallout 76, that would be cool.
Yeah. But it comes out December 6th, and there's going to be a new boss in it, and now there's going to be a thing in 76 where you can free cam your camp, so you don't have to walk around your camp and do all that sort of stuff. You can use a camera to go wherever you want and place stuff wherever you want, which is really cool. But that's all I wanted to ask. I'm going to go now. I'll see you guys in a time.
Okay, I'll see you. Take care.
Melon.
Hey, have a good night.
You too.
Does anyone want this perfect bear pelt?
Yeah, but
I'll take it. Whoever shot that bear, thank you very much.
I shot it. You can take it. I don't care for the bear pelt. But yeah, it was like I was saying. The DAs don't know what they're doing, and when you're going to vote, guys, I don't care. What your politics is or anything like that. Right? But what I'm gonna say is that when you go to vote, please research the DA, your district attorneys. Research them. Because that's something that people skip over. People just look at it and they say, oh, he's in my political party, so I'm just gonna vote. That's just that I'm for him. That's just it. They don't research the person or what his policies are, or what his viewpoints are. And there's good and bad people from both parties. So there's like research them. Research them. Do your research. Don't vote based on party. Vote based on their policies. Vote based on who you think is the best. Don't just say, oh, he's in this party, so I'm gonna check this. That's just I always found that a bad way to vote personally. But that's it. District attorneys, I don't think too many people don't research their district attorneys and vote for them based on party, and it leads to problems because of that. And so that was just it. That's just my thing with the district attorneys, and like a lot of I don't know why in California, but it's just California for some reason just has a lot of district attorneys that they don't know what they're doing, and there's some in New York too, but California is the most notable for that. Let me see here. I missed a few chats. I'm sorry. You thought that's worse. Try the tailing missions in True Crime Streets of LA. Well, I never played that DHC. I'd have to play it one day, and then I could get back to you and I could tell you what I think. But I know, for me personally, that the worst tailing missions are the ones that are in Assassin's Creed. Always have been. Ray Bacino complains when Nico kills Johnny, saying the whole gang is gonna retaliate, but yet Ray tries to kill Johnny. That makes no sense. If he was gonna kill Johnny, why get mad at Nico? Rockstar logic. Well, thank you, Alien. I think the thing about this is I think it's because Nico that thing is Nico would kill him before the mission would even start, so before he even ripped him off. So that's what I think was mostly all about. But here's the thing: if you actually play as Johnny in The Lost and Damned and you kill Nico, there's a fail cutscene that you can, or fail call that you can get. And basically, what will happen is, Johnny will call Ray and say, yeah, that Nico guy, he's in a better place. And then you know what Ray says on the phone? He says, Nikki, oh man, Nikki, Nikki, oh man, I didn't like the guy, but hell, they don't normally come that cheap. I'll be in touch. That's what he says. So that's really what he thinks about Nico. Ray thought that Nico was cheap. So it's like, hey, I didn't like the guy, but they don't normally come that cheap. That's really what Ray says about Nico. If you kill Ray, you'll get that phone call. I mean, if you kill Nico as Johnny, you'll get that fail call. So it's a pretty funny one. Look it up.
What a scumbag.
Hi Patrick, how's your day? My day is good. Thank you, Eric. Thanks, man. Thanks for the super chat. He here. There's a Saints Row fan game in the works called Street Saints. Mr. Saints Godzilla made a video on it. I got to look that up then. I thought New York was more expensive than California. It can be. If you're in upstate New York is not as expensive as, like, you know, the Bay Area in California. But if you're talking about, like, Manhattan, like downtown Manhattan, yeah, that would be more expensive, even more than California. But the person asked me before, like, about that, and I said, you know, that I wouldn't want to live in California because it's just too expensive, and you know, I don't think, like, you know, I don't think that, you know, that's, you know, like, when it comes to district attorneys and stuff like that, stuff doesn't get done. Like, I don't mind paying taxes personally, but, it's that if I pay taxes, you know, I expect that there's gonna be some kind of, like, you know, something back, the government's gonna do something to help people, but if it's, you know, just dumb things, then, you know, no. Then I'd rather, you know, live in a state that's, you know, that's, less taxed, personally, then. Hey, Pro, glad I made it to the stream. Hey, Slim, how are you, man? Hey, Alien. Johnny kills Jim. Ray calls him asking for the money. Johnny says, I'm not in the mood. I lost a brother today. Ray says, boo-hoo, where's the money? Don't you hang up on me. Don't you hang up on me. I remember that call. That call's hilarious. But that's not the funniest call. You know what the funniest call in the Lost and Damned is? In the mission, I don't remember the mission name in the Lost and Damned. But it's the mission where you go to the deal with Playboy and Nico. Right before that mission, Johnny meets up with, what's his name? Brian. And Brian makes a very anti-Semitic comment towards Johnny. He says some pretty nasty thing to him. And then he walks away. Now, at that point, if you actually kill Brian, there's a really funny call when you can kill Brian right after he makes that comment and walks away. Johnny will call Billy, and Billy will say, Johnny, what do you got to tell me? And Johnny will say, I got good news and I got bad news. The bad news is that we lost a brother. The good news is it's Brian. That's what he says. And then Billy says, I don't appreciate you making light of this, Jonathan. Come see me. I remember that line too, but look that one up. What happens if Johnny kills Brian? It's a really funny phone call. Oh, I got good news and I got bad news. Bad news is we lost a brother. Good news is it was Brian. But that's what that phone call was really funny. Buyer's market. Yep, that was it.
Bro, I got a question.
What's up, man?
Is that one you just talked about, is that actually a fail, or is that...
Is what?
Just something you can just... The deal you just talked about, is that a fail? Is that a fail phone call, or is that something you can do
Brian one?
during the mission? Yeah.
The Brian one's a fail call.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Lord Almighty. Oh shit. Well, it's a long trip. You want to confess to someone? Ask for a damn priest. And this is for you.
Are you done with The Godfather 2? No. The Godfather 2, I'll have the part up tonight. It will be, The Godfather 2 will actually be up after the stream today. Yeah. Yeah, Brian is one of the worst characters. Like, yeah, Brian's racist. He's annoying. He's rude and nasty. He's definitely one of the most hated characters.
Do you want to do a legendary bounty?
Nah, not really. I'll do this one, I'll do one more bounty and we'll play a little poker.
Okay. Yeah, so you want me to start up another bounty mission?
Let me see here. Actually, I'll just probably go and start playing poker right now, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you making any Modern Warfare 2 videos? I think I'm gonna make a video on the raid, the Modern Warfare 2 raid, and I want to make a lore video on the I want to make a lore video on the General Shepard thing. I'm gonna say a Modern Warfare 2 spoiler right now. So for anybody who hasn't beaten the campaign, I'm just warning everybody. I'm just gonna say a spoiler right now, so people know. Just giving everyone a heads up. Do you guys? Can I ask you guys? I want to make a video on Modern Warfare 2 lore and the story Modern Warfare 2, the new one that just came out. And in that video, I want to talk about why does General Shepard betray you in Modern Warfare 2, in the new one, not the old one, the new one. Like, and I wanted to make that the title of the video. Because, like, I don't know how else I could make a video about that. Like, how else could I make a lore video on General Shepard betraying you without making the title of the video, why does General Shepard betray you? Do you guys think that if I make the title, why does General Shepard betray you, Modern Warfare 2 lore explained, do you guys think, it's been like a month and a half since the game came out, do you think that that's okay? Or do you think it's still too soon since the game came out? Because I don't want to spoil the game for anybody. So that's just why I'm like a little hesitant to make that video yet. But I wanted to make a video on like the whole General Shepard betrayal in Modern Warfare 2 and you know, a little character analysis on that.
What do you think?
Well, most people I talked to last time told me that if it's like a month after the game came out, spoilers are fine. They have in titles, but I don't know. Let me go my poker right.
Watching you.
I think it's long enough.
I'd say it's been long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's been long enough in that Europe. Like, people have had... There's no way people who want to play the campaign, who haven't already played it, have avoided spoilers all this time.
Do you know what the ridiculous thing is? I've seen dozens of comments on the Big Smoke video. Like, you guys remember that Big Smoke video I made like a year and a half ago? Remember that one? The one, like, it's like the third most popular video on my channel. It's about to hit 5 million views. It's a Big Smoke video, a Big Smoke lore video. But so the Big Smoke video is so popular. But it's the video why top 5 like hidden signs that Big Smoke was gonna betray CJ. It's getting to 5 million views, and it's that video. When I look at the comments, it's like people in the comment section write like, "You spoiled the game for me." It's like, you know, stuff like that. Like, I look at, I'm like, what? It's like, is this a troll or something? I'm like, the game's been out since 2004. It's like, you know, this game is 18 years old. Like, how did I spoil it for anybody? It's just, you know, that's just, yeah. I go into game chat so I can play poker here, but it was just, yeah, I'm not joking. Look at the comments of the Big Smoke video if you guys don't believe me. Like, most of the comments are positive, but then there's, like, people who, like, say in the comments, they're like, "You spoiled the game for me." And it's like, I don't understand, like, how. The game's been 18 years old. Like, who doesn't know that Big Smoke is a traitor? Like, everybody knows that Big Smoke is a traitor. Even if you've never played San Andreas, you probably know Big Smoke is a traitor. Like, he's like when you think of Big Smoke, you think of traitor, basically. He's like the most, he's like the most well-known traitor in the GTA world. Like, it's just, you know, that's just,
Yep.
Well.
sweetheart. You all on your lonesome?
Sadly, no.
You sleep well then, honey.
Okay. Who's worse, Big Smoke or Dimitri? Dimitri, way worse. When you think of Big Smoke, you think of number 9 large.
Ain't a girl just spoiled for choice with y'all?
Thank you, Alien.
You looking for a good time?
No, thank you.
You'll think of what you could have had when you kiss your wife goodnight.
Seven and a 10. Now these aren't good cards here.
Now the city's creating a new parish for that Italian swarm recently alighting on our heads. No one to it.
I see.
Wait, I have a Jack high straight? Oh wait, 7, 8... 7, 8, 9, 10... Yes, wait, I do, right. Wow, look at that, right? Oh, that guy rage quit.
Does not have his father's eyes.
I rage quit a lot. I used to rage quit when I was like a teenager, but how I got over it is I said it's not worth it. Not worth getting mad. I've watched the Dark Knight movies when I was younger, but not in a long time. I cannot stand people who want to be racist and toxic. I have zero tolerance for stupidity. It makes me sad to know there are people like that. It's unfortunate, you know, a lot of people are really stupid. The only thing we can really hope for is we can hope that as those people get older that they, you know, mature out of that and they, you know, they change their views. Thank you, Eric.
How are things with you?
It's just great.
Patrick, I'm not feeling well today, but I wanted to watch the stream. Thank you for stopping by, April. I hope that you feel better. Oh, I have a pair. Hey, bro, you inspired me to become a better person. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, man. I win. Okay, yay. Oh yeah, Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, the original one, were crazy. Remember all the screaming in those. It's not as bad as the trash talking is today. It's nowhere near as bad as the trash talking on Modern Warfare 2009. Well, I hope you're better today, Jimmy. Why did Call of Duty lobbies change for raging? Well, the reason that rage quits are so common in Call of Duty is because it's the style of the game. When you really think what Call of Duty is like a very fast-paced first-person shooter game. And so what happens is you're rushing, you die. You spawn, you rush, you die. And you die really quickly. You might die like 5 or 6 times in like a single minute. And so you get really mad that you keep dying over and over again, and that's what contributes to the rage quitting. It's like you have people that'll keep rushing in, and they sweat and they go just crazy, and that's why it's so common in Call of Duty. It's the fast-paced nature of the game. Yeah, the garbage spawns, yeah. Wait, isn't camping against the rules in Call of Duty? There really are no rules in Call of Duty as long as you're not hacking. As long as you're not hacking or glitching, there's really no rules. So there's... Okay, this will be my last hand. I'm doing pretty good. $11 plus. Remember a few weeks ago when everyone at the table revealed the exact same hand? Do you remember which stream that was by any chance? I gotta go back on my streams and figure out which stream that was. Do you remember which one it was? No username? Because I would make a video on that. If it was like a short, I could put it into a short. But I do remember that was a crazy hand. Hey Pro, hope you're doing well. My brother, Jasmeet is a huge fan and it's his birthday. Can you please wish him? It will make his day. Thank you. Well, happy birthday, to your brother, Jasmeet. Thank you for the super chat, man. Who's worse, Shepard or Raul Menendez? Shepard, yeah, because he was going to start World War. Well, Isaiah, there's a lot of people that are posting. What's my favorite Xbox console? I like Xbox One. I don't have an Xbox Series X, but I like Xbox One. I have Xbox One Slim. It's not big, and I can yeah, I can play a lot of my older games on it. So that's what. Oh wait. Oh wait, look at this. Oh, this is gonna get good now. Ah, I got you. Look at that. Time to leave. You're doing good, you leave. I hate cheaters on classic Call of Duties. Yes, the old Call of Duties unfortunately have just so much cheaters in them. I guess we'll be wrapping up the stream here, guys. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please do drop a like. If you guys enjoyed it. Oh, Alien has a super chat. I'm sorry if I missed it. And number 6 with extra dip. Thank you, Captain. As Rail. I'm sorry I didn't see your super chat earlier. When you think of Big Smoke, you think of number 9 large. That was it. I think I remember killing Playboy Dwayne and calling Roman. Roman is disappointed when Nico kills Playboy, but is happy when Nico kills Dwayne. Really, Roman? It's because Roman doesn't know the full story, and he's he's just pushing Nico to do what's for the most money. But Roman isn't a bad person. But I guess we'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me. I'm gonna have another Godfather 2 part in like 30 minutes, so check it out then. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful day.